The Chicago White Sox lost to the Seattle Mariners on Tuesday night 3-0. White Sox starter Johnny Cueto was everything we have come to love. He pitched very well, but did not get any offensive support. The Seattle Mariners were able to take advantage of a defensive miscue by the Sox, then tack on a few at the hands of our bullpen. The White Sox will go for the series win on Wednesday afternoon.
You are Locked On White Sox, your daily Chicago White Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Sox fans, welcome to Locked On White Sox. Thank you for making Locked On White Sox your first listen each and every day. We're free and available on all platforms. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Sox. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Locked On White Sox. Hey, I'm your host, Nick Morawski, a lifelong, die-hard Chicago White Sox fan, recording this podcast just blocks from the ballpark in beautiful Bridgeport. You can find me on Twitter at Nick_GGTB. Really appreciate you letting me steal some of your time to talk White Sox. Locked On White Sox is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. A White Sox pitching tried, but it just could not be absolutely perfect. Sox defense causes more problems, and the offense can't capitalize on opportunities. And is Tony La Russa really going to be coming back this season? State of the White Sox, they are 68-68, back to 500. Now 3 games back in the AL Central, chasing the Cleveland Guardians with 26 games left to play on the season. Coming into Tuesday's game, the Sox, their last 6 games, 5-1, plus 19 run diff, 10 home runs, 468 slugging percentage, and a team ERA of 1.83. There's no denying that the Sox have been playing better baseball over the last week. However, Tuesday night, tough one. They lost to the Mariners 3-0. It was a pitcher's duel for the most part. Gilbert was on the hill for the Mariners. He was nasty, as was their bullpen. And Johnny Cueto was just as tough. Unfortunately, Reynaldo Lopez had some problems in the 8th inning. White Sox will try for the series win Wednesday afternoon. A couple things to get to before we break down Wednesday's game. I don't know if you saw some of these articles, these blurbs that were coming out before Tuesday's game about Tony La Russa possibly coming back to the dugout, managing this year and maybe even next year. Saw something on David Kaplan's Twitter feed talking about the latest on Tony La Russa, and this was according to Bob Nightengale. Quote, Tony's intention is to return for sure before the season. And how about next year? Quote, that can go either way. He definitely wants to manage next season, end quote. That right there reminds me kind of like an exploratory committee during political season. You're trying to gauge if a potential candidate would do well against an incumbent or have a successful campaign no matter what. What do the voters think? A good idea? Would they vote for this candidate? However, in this case, it's Bob Nightengale, and he is not taking the temperature of the fan base, whether they would like Tony La Russa to come back or not. He's delivering Jerry Reinsdorf's message, whether it's good for the organization, the team, or in fan favor. That is a non-issue. So, of course, Bob Nightengale, the mouthpiece of Jerry Reinsdorf. So very interesting to get that information while the Sox have been playing so well. Why bring that up right now? But further, we saw and heard some more from Steve Stone. He was on the score 670. And this is what Stone said. He believes Tony La Russa will return to the dugout this year and doesn't think the White Sox improved play is tied to his absence in any way. Steve Stone, he is a company guy all the way, not surprised at what he had said. But the way the Sox are playing is not tied to Tony La Russa's absence. Come on. Even for Stone, that's a stretch. How about just simply saying the team is playing well? There's a lot of energy. They are responding to Miguel Cairo. So if that wasn't enough, there was also an article in the Chicago Tribune by Paul Sullivan. So you got a lot of Jerry Reinsdorf guys carrying the water here. It's just odd that this all happened on Tuesday before this game when the Sox have been playing so well. It's almost like Jerry Reinsdorf got his people out there to remind everybody, hey, Tony La Russa, he's coming back. This is still his team. Let's not forget about Tony. So Paul Sullivan in the Tribune, he had an article, an op-ed entitled "A Soap Opera of a White Sox Season Needs Its Main Character, Tony La Russa, Back in the Dugout." Paul Sullivan, no, they do not. We do not need Tony La Russa back in the dugout. And La Russa is not the main character. But I have a feeling that his ego is so inflated, he actually believes that. And I bet he really thinks that the players are actually playing for him. You know, I'm sure Tony La Russa doesn't want to go out like this, but maybe, just maybe, he puts his ego to the side and sees what's going on here with the White Sox. Maybe he's read some of the quotes from the players, especially Liam Hendriks, and he just stays away. Go ahead, keep talking to Miguel Cairo, make your opinions and thoughts well known, but please just stay away. This from Paul Sullivan's article. This is from Elvis Andrus, which was kind of interesting. Shortstop Elvis Andrus said he found a tense atmosphere the week he arrived from Oakland in mid-August. Quote, everybody is a lot more relaxed, Andrus told reporters. Everybody just goes out there and is having fun and lets things happen, end quote. And he has been playing very well. Coming into Tuesday's game, 9-game hitting streak, slashing 405, 436, 730, 15 for 37 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. So who knows? I don't know if Tony La Russa is going to come back. We have not heard any new updates, any medical stuff. They're keeping that pretty quiet. I just found that very odd that, 3 guys, Paul Sullivan, Steve Stone, and Bob Nightengale, all chirping about Tony La Russa and his potential return, in an almost unneeded way. There's good vibes. The Sox are playing well, good energy, different attitude. You're hearing it from everybody. The results are there. Why start talking about this stuff now? He's a magician. He is a joy to watch. Johnny Cueto did his part, and that's all you can ask for. I'm going to tell you why he's so fun to watch. More on that in a moment. If you haven't tried Built Bar Puffs yet, you are depriving yourself of one of life's greatest joys. And guess what? There's a new flavor, indulgent cookie dough covered in chocolate. That's right, Built has done it again. Let me introduce you to your new favorite cookie dough chunk puffs. Have a light and chewy texture, real cookie dough chunks, and of course, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. All of the joys of eating cookie dough without the hassle of making it. Plus, it's healthy for you. Cookie dough chunk puffs are only 160 calories, and they have a whopping 15 grams of protein in them. Run to Built.com to snag a box for you and the family. It will be the perfect treat. Like all Built Bars, the new cookie dough chunk puff is covered in 100% real chocolate. That means they're healthy and tasty. Chocolate covered cookie dough with a light, fluffy texture. What's great about Built is that all of their bars are made with collagen protein, which your body absorbs more efficiently and provides tons of health benefits. Eat something that tastes good and is good for you. You are going to love the new cookie dough chunk puff. Whether you need a snack for your workout, a late night treat, or just need to grab a quick bite, Built is the perfect protein bar, and they taste better than a candy bar. Ditch the calories, fat, and sugar. Grab yourself a Built bar. Go to built.com, use promo code LOCKEDON15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKEDON15. The magician, Johnny Cueto, on the mound Tuesday night for the White Sox. In his last 10 starts, a 2.61 ERA. So fun to watch. First inning, he had a 1-2-3 inning. Just some plain awesome mechanics from Cueto. He had that delayed windup with the double hitch and slide step. Yeah, that was in mid-game form in the first inning. Second inning, some traffic on the base paths. Runners on first and second with only one out, but Cueto rolls a double play, 6-4-3. End of inning, 28 pitches after 2 innings. In the third, Cueto, much like Lance Lynn on Monday night, he was locked in early on, gave up only 1 hit and had 3 strikeouts after 3 innings. Fourth inning, this is where things got a little dicey here. Seattle had a leadoff double. Situation with Gavin Sheets out there in right field in that corner. Clearly an issue of Gavin Sheets not knowing the ballpark and some of the angles. He's also a first baseman playing right field. Speaking of Sheets, there was a fly ball out to right field, and the runner at second tagged up. He threw to third. The ball, it bounces off of Moncada's glove. He flat out missed it, really. Cueto was backing up, but he wasn't kind of in the right spot. The ball ricocheted off of Moncada's glove. It went out of play. Seattle runner scores. It's 1-0 Seattle. Very tough, bizarre way to allow a run. Despite the newfound energy and attitude that we've been talking about, the Sox continue to have glaring defensive holes. It wasn't a bad throw by Gavin Sheets at all. I don't know what was going on with Moncada. Lack of focus, trying to, swipe tag and maybe get the runner before he actually had the ball. I have no idea what Yohan Moncada was doing, but that was a very difficult way to allow a runner. Fifth inning, 64 pitches on Cueto's arm as he starts the inning with help from some heads-up defense by Andrus at shortstop, coupled with poor base running by Seattle. Cueto had an easy inning. Sixth inning, Cueto had a 2-on, 1-out situation, and he is that magician. He escaped with no damage done. Once again, he has done everything asked of him and more. Sox offense failed to supply any run support. Seventh inning, Cueto is back out there, 88 pitches. First 2 guys get on, and that was it for Cueto. Another stellar outing. Jimmy Lambert entered and came through in another high leverage situation. Seattle did not score. Cueto's final line, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Cueto has a sub-3 ERA, 2.87. He threw 96 pitches Tuesday night. Eighth inning, this is where Seattle piled on a couple more, but it really didn't matter. Sox had nothing going offensively. Lopez, not good, gave up a home run. It was 3-0 Seattle, and that's how it ended. Luis Robert, he suffered another injury, and the Sox couldn't come up with a big hit when they needed it, but good pitching. will always beat good hitting. More on that in a moment. Yoan Moncada returned for the White Sox from that hamstring issue. This is how the lineup looked Tuesday night. Andrus Moncada in the 2 spot, Abreu, Jimenez, Sheets out there in right field. Pollock was in left field. 4 home runs in the last 12 games, slugging nearly 600. Robert hitting 7th again, Grandal and Gonzalez. No Vaughn in the lineup. Seattle had a right-hand pitcher, Logan Gilbert, going on the hill. He was really good. First inning, though, Moncada hit it on the screws in his first at-bat. Base hit up the middle, a good sign, we hope. Second inning, Robert, he was hit on the hand while swinging. He just came back from dealing with a wrist injury. He did stay in the game at that moment. Robert struck out, did not even swing during that at-bat. More on him in a little bit. Third inning, Sox with just 1 hit after 3 innings. They had 4 strikeouts. Fourth inning, they had an opportunity. One of probably 3 innings where they really could have scored some runs. Moncada led things off with his second hit of the game. And then a scary moment, Abreu got hit up and in. So Sox have runners on first and second, nobody out, need a productive at-bat from Jimenez. That did not happen. He flew out to center field. Gavin Sheets kept the ball in the infield. Seattle got a force out at second, but could not turn the double play. So runners at the corners with 2 outs. Pollock lined out to shortstop. Blown opportunity there for the White Sox. Fifth inning, 3 hits after 5. Not good. Not a lot going on. Sixth inning, Johnny Cueto is on fire from the pitching side of it. Get the man some runs. We scream this quite often when he is on the hill. There was a 1-out double from Abreu. Base hit up the middle from Malloy. Runners on the corners, only 1 out. Gavin Sheets, you got to have a productive at-bat here. A 97-mile-per-hour fastball at the top of the zone. He swung through it. Gilbert went higher up the ladder, and Sheets swung at that, and then he blew a 99-mile-per-hour fastball past Gavin Sheets, and he did the same with A.J. Pollock. High gas that Pollock could not catch up to. Sox at this point were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Difficult stuff. 7th inning, Adam Engel hitting for Robert. He had a bruised right hand, is what we were told. Day-to-day x-rays were negative. Adam Engel ripped a single up the middle. Great speed aboard. Engel thrown out, attempting to steal second. It wasn't a good jump by Engel and a perfect throw by Seattle's catcher, Cal Raleigh. We find out after the game, according to Miguel Cairo, that it was supposed to be a hit and run, and Grandal must have missed the sign. Sox without a run after 7 innings. 8th inning, another opportunity for the Sox. Eloy Jimenez with a base hit. Garcia comes in as a pinch runner. Gavin Sheets battles to draw a walk. 2 on, 2 outs. Sox running out of chances here. A.J. Pollock struck out to end the threat. Nothing doing for the Sox in the 9th inning. So Sox offense, 0 runs, 7 hits, 1 extra base hit. Sox were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They struck out 13 times, only drew 2 walks, and they left 9 on base. Tough night. It was 1-0 for a while there, and Sox had probably 3 good innings where they could have scratched a run, but in the end, Lopez giving up that home run made it virtually out of reach. Seattle's got a tough bullpen. Gilbert was tough, and Seattle's bullpen was just as difficult. So the White Sox go for the series win Wednesday afternoon. It is a 3:40 Central Time start, and then they're off to Oakland. Thank you so much, folks, for making this podcast part of your daily routine. You can find the Locked On White Sox podcast absolutely everywhere you find your podcast. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Sox. You can find me on Twitter at Nick_GGTB. Thanks for making Locked On White Sox your first listen. Now, for your second listen, go check out the Ultimate Pro Football Preview 2022, an 8-episode extravaganza to get you ready for the NFL season. The local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network, plus a betting angle from Lee Sterling of Locked On Bets, all combining into one ultimate NFL preview. Search for Ultimate Pro Football Preview 2022 on your Odyssey app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up on the next episode, I will hopefully be celebrating a White Sox series win. Appreciate you making time for the Locked On White Sox podcast. I'm Nick Morawski. Until next time, go Sox.